Hi, me again, and welcome to episode 3 of what would happen if the TV licence was abolished tomorrow. And in this episode, we're going to talk about the worst possible option that could happen, a mandatory tax. So if you're a regular on my channel, you may have seen the videos I made about what other countries have a TV licence. I'll put a link above in case you missed it. Now, in these countries, it's dealt with in many different ways. So we know how it works in the UK, but in some countries, they've put it on to your electricity bill. In France, for instance, they've put it on your local council tax bill. In France, you pay about 130 quid a year for your telly tax, and this goes to funding the national broadcaster. And it's a tough one to evade as well, because again, they put this one on a bill. They charge this to you via your local taxes. So I don't know how you can avoid that. Sucks to be French. Yeah, and many countries put it onto your electricity bill. So there's many different ways how countries are handling the payment of the telly tax. Out of all the countries that I looked at for the TV licence, 2 of them really stood out to me. And the main one was Japan. Now in Japan they still have a TV licence, but there's no penalty for not paying it. Now Japan is quite an interesting one. The telly tax there is about 140 quid a year. You get a little discount if you pay by direct debit. But the interesting point is that if you don't pay it, there's no comeback, there's no fines, nothing. Because of that, evasion rates are through the roof. It's crazy how many Japanese just don't pay their telly tax. But if nothing's going to happen to you, why would you pay it? Why would you pay it if there was zero comeback for it? Poland, for instance, you need to go and pay it at your local post office, and your TV licence inspector is your postman. Where it gets interesting in Poland is they don't really have a way to enforce it. You have to register to pay it yourself, and because of that there's quite a high evasion rate. Now you pay it in the post office and your local TV licence inspector is your postman, but they have no rights to enter your property. They can't do anything. So evasion rates are very, very high in Poland. In fact, they are 92%. Yep, only 8% of Poles pay their telly tax. And if nothing can happen because you don't pay it, why would the 8% pay it? That's what I don't get. Weird. But the problem is, the change normally comes when there is a high evasion rate. So when loads of people start evading it, very similar to the situation that we have in the UK now with the whole defund the BBC movement and all the other people doing it like Alex Belfield and that. And to a lesser extent myself, I'm sure I've converted many people to cancel their TV licence also. You know, when evasion rates get really high, that's when change comes. And change can either come for the good or it can come for the worse. And if they make it a mandatory tax, like say they stop making you pay it yourself by direct debit or something like that, and slap it onto your council tax or slap it onto your electric bill, it's going to be very hard to evade it, isn't it? BBC win, we lose. Do you think this could happen? I really, really hope this isn't the way it goes, but it could very well be the way it goes. And in other countries, this is proven to be what happens when there's high evasion rates for the TV licence. Not the one I would choose. What do you think will happen if the TV licence was scrapped tomorrow? How do you think it would go? Leave me a comment below and we'll try and have a bit of conversation about it. And maybe I'll talk about your version in the next video. And I'll see you in another video again soon. Thanks for watching. Now in Switzerland, things got really interesting with the telly tax. There was a referendum in 2018 where the public got to vote on whether to keep or to scrap the telly tax. What do you think happened? Wrong. 71% of Swiss people voted to keep their telly tax, and it's about 300 quid a year. Crazy people in Switzerland. It's all that chocolate.